Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukasya Ekadantasya Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharasya Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surprakarno Hirambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Sasivaradam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavidghnopasantaye Yasyadgarada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nigdhanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamastraye Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Satchidananda Rupaya Krishna Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Aklishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhisakshine Krishna Dvaipaya Nambyasam Sarvabhuta Hiteratam Vedabchabhat Karam Bande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Now with Swami's grace, let us continue. We came up to Slokam number 7 in Adhyayam 8, Skandam 3, Srimad Bhagavatam by Sage Vyasa. And we saw where Sankrishna revealed the Bhagavata Tatva to Sanat Kumara. And Sanat Kumara, in turn, this is the greatest lesson to be learned. Whether I learn Bhagavata Tatva or not, I must learn this thing that I can practice in my life of sharing things. Anything valuable I have, I must immediately share it for the person who's interested in receiving it. Whether the person is qualified, deserving that and all that, I don't know. I'm not in a place to judge all that, right? But you must readily give up things that are valuable to you, that are very valuable to the benefit of humanity, to the whole society, and share it with everyone. It's a very important practical lesson that all these rishis teach us. And so he imparted that to Sankhya, who was also living a purified life of sacrifice, selflessness. The selflessness, while it is our innate nature, our natural self, is to be selfless only. Okay? That is, there is nothing magical about it. But it's because of the way that each one of us think and conduct ourselves, we need to work hard in removing all the weeds and things that are on the obstacles on the pathway, so to speak. And the more we purify ourselves, the more selfless we become and less selfish we become. And the more happy we become, the more enduring happiness and more peaceful life becomes. These are all very easily, you can draw an algorithm on this very easily. Okay, correlation is very, very simple. Now, coming back, so he taught to Sankhya. Now, what did Sankhya do? Now, Sankhya was foremost as a great Paramahamsa, and he taught, imparted that, shared that too with Parasara. And Maitrya says, Parasara, who was really attending on Sankhya as a disciple, as a Shishya. Okay, and Tatvidhi Pratipanena Pariprasnena Sevaya, is what Bhagavad Gita says. That is what Parasara was doing to him. And so he taught him that knowledge. And then he also taught that to Brihaspati. Both people were taught this Bhagavata Tatva by Parasara. That is Slokam number 8. Samkhyayanah Paramahamsa Mukhya Vivakshmanah Bhagavat Vibhutihi Jagat Saha Asmad Gurave Anvitaya Parasarayatham Brihaspate Cha. Samkhyayanah number 8. Samkhyayanah Paramahamsa Mukhya Vivakshamanaha Bhagavat Vibhutihi Jagat Saha Asmat Gurave Anvitaya Parasarayatha Brihaspatehi Cha. Now, Anvitaya means to follow, Jagata means to explain, Vivakshamanaha means, and while he was reciting, okay, let us take, give you some other verbs there in that slokam, so it will be easy to follow. Sankhyayanah Paramahamsya Mukhyaha. This is the Mukhya, the foremost among the Paramahamsas. And Paramahamsas are the swan that swims in the ocean of Amritam, the nectar. Paramahamsaha. So this, now what does a swan do? Not only does it work very hard, pedal very hard under the water surface, so that working, constant purification, just because I'm pure this second does not mean I'll remain pure next second. I have to keep on working at it. But, and what is a purity and what does a Hamsa bird do? It takes only the beneficial, the good ones in everything, just like going to a buffet. We don't pick up everything from a buffet, right? We pick only the thing that agrees with us, right? And that agrees with our constitution, our taste, and that we are not allergic to, that are healthy to us, whatever it is, right? Whatever choice we make. So like that, in this, as Bhagavan says, the Avatar Purusha himself says, the world is always a mixture of bad and good, and sweet and sour, and sweet and bitter, and good and bad, and difficulties and happiness. This is called the misram. In Sanskrit, the word is misram. It's always mixed. It's always mixed. Even if you take a sugar cane stick, sugar cane is so sweet inside, but it is all bent. It has got all the external things that you have to remove in order to get at that. So life is exactly like that. So there is nobody who's 100% good. There's nobody who's 100% bad. Things change with time, right? We all know that. So how do you live? You live like a Hamsa. Hamsa bird, the classic quality. Why is it called Hamsa? There are two reasons. And one is on a physical level. Hamsa bird, whatever, if you give it a mixture of water and milk, as the saying goes, it draws only the milk out of the mixture of water and milk. This is unbelievable. So beautiful it is. You give a coconut, for example, to an elephant. If you ever done that, a full coconut with a full shell, unbelievable. How it not only breaks it open, but takes only the inside, the white kernel, and throws out the external covering outside. So this is a process of selection is so important in our life. We cannot just take everything that falls in our eyes, falls into our ears, and that we taste, whatever it is. No, we need to be selective. Take only what is good, what is beneficial, what will help me in my spiritual path. I cannot run away to a forest. Those definitely, rishis all went to the forest because they want to separate themselves from bad influences. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is not necessary to do that. If I learn the skill of a Paramahamsa, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was, or everybody, any devotees that you can think of, or Tyagaraja, so many of them, or Paramacharya, who lived among us still recently. So we must develop the knack and the skill, and that comes with practice of taking what is beneficial. And what is beneficial? Beneficial is anything that takes me to the lotus feet, that gives me the thought of the lotus feet, gives me the thought of Bhagavan, which makes me more loving, less selfish. So those are the thoughts that I keep company of. Everything that happens is a tool or a trap. So I can extract. Everything is good in life. Everything is beneficial only, but I must learn how to extract that. That is one aspect of Paramahamsa. The other aspect is there is the music. The mythological, we think it's mythology, and say Narada carries a veena and then goes around all the worlds and then singing the Om Namo Narayanaya, right? That is what we say, constantly spreading Bhagavan's name. But that, with every breath I take and with every breath I let out, there is a music. And the breath I take in is so. The breath I let out is hum. So hum, so hum, so hum. But so hum means all this is I only. It's only me. It is not separate from me. So this is the truth. Now that Soham, when you reverse it, it becomes Hamsa. So Paramahamsa, these people who are always living in the company of God, and he is the most exalted among all that. Yes, Sankhya. Vivakshamanaha Bhagavat Vibhutihi. He was constantly reciting the glories and stories of Bhagavan Vibhutihi. In so many forms Bhagavan appears in this effulgence. Bhagavan means effulgence. The different meanings have been given to Bhagavan, Bhagavat, Bhagavatam. Those are all, we'll take it up at whenever appropriate time. But just take it as the effulgence just shines everywhere. That all the Gayatri Mantram talks about that effulgence only, worships only that. That Bhagavan is there everywhere. Vibhuti in so many forms and so many shapes. So he was always Vivakshamanaha, was always reciting and imbibing all that. So he's a God-word bound soul. Okay, this Paramahamsa Mukhya. And so that was Sankhya. Jagata, then he explained to whom Saha Asmad Gurave Anvitaya Parasarayaka. Okay, see, he explained it. He taught this Bhagavata Tatva to my Guru, who's also a follower of Samkhya. He was a disciple. Who was that? Parasarayaka, to Parasara. And also Brihaspate Hecha, to Brihaspati also. Samkhya taught this, shared this panacea. When it is shared in the right manner with the right Guru, it automatically sinks in. There is nothing else the Shishya has to do. This is what Sukamani did to Parikshit. So please remember, so it's possible for you and possible for me also. Not an impossible thing. I just have to tune my antenna to that. That's the only job I got to do. Sankhyayanah Paramahamsya Mukhya Vivakshamanah Bhagavat Vibhutihi Jagata Saha Asmad Gurave Anvitaya Parasarayatha Brihaspate Cha. Then number 9. Parasara, Pulastya, one of the Saptarishis, the very first Saptarishi, suggested to Parasara. And Parasara, by his own, now that he possesses this jewel, this most precious jewel, the panacea for everything, the one, same way Ramanuja came and taught us, Om Namo Narayanaya, that's a panacea. So everybody can recite and get absorbed in that and attain freedom. Like that, Bhagavan's ways are infinite. Please remember that always, okay? And there's not just one pathway. There's infinite pathways. Now, this Bhagavata Tatva, just by listening to it, I don't even have to do anything. I don't have to do japam, I don't have to do tapas, I don't have to follow various austerities and disciplines and so many things that we go through, puja, and none of those is required. We just listen to the Bhagavatam with humility, with an open mind and open heart, and listen to it more and more and more. Repeatedly listen and listen. What happens? It itself enters through the holes in our ears and goes and arrests the mind. The agitations in the mind are arrested to begin with, and then beautiful sweetness and peace and bliss dawns on it. Automatically the mind will seek only that peace and sweetness, which is nothing but the bliss of love. So this is the beauty of Bhagavata Tatva. So he taught Parasara, then taught that out of his own. The interesting thing is, the moment you have this anubhavam, it is natural, like the way water flows down. I mean, we know, the magnet attracts. It's a natural tendency, natural characteristic of this possession of this knowledge is to spread. It is never bottled up. It's always spreading. That benevolence is automatic consequence of that, due to that, and also from the suggestion of Pulastya, this Parasara taught this best of the Purana, the Bhagavata Tatva, the panacea, the most exalted thing that can happen in this whole universe. That has happened also. Yes, and he taught that Tatva, Bhagavata Tatva, to me. he says, Maitrya. And now, I will now teach that to you. I will share that nectarine sweetness, the Amritam itself, oh my dear one, I will share that with you because you've been serving me so attentively. This is what Slokam number 9 is. Provacha Mahyam Saha Dayalu Ruktaha Munihi Pulastena Puranam Adhyam Saha Aham Tava Yetat Kathayami Vatsa Shraddha Lave Nityam Anuvrataya Provacha Mahyam Saha Dayalu Ruktaha Munihi Pulastena Puranam Adhyam Saha Aham Tava Yetat Kathayami Vatsa Shraddhalave Nityam Anuvrataya Saha Dayalu Ruktaha Munihi, that embodiment of compassion and love, that Muni, who Parasara, because he's talking about Parasara in Slokam 8, that Muni, Pulastyena, under the suggestion, the advice of Pulastya, but also impelled by his own daya, Adhyam Puranam, the most original, the very first Puranam. Puranam is not story. Please remember that. Puranam is history, his story. Always remember that. It is not man's history, but it is Bhagavan's story. That his story is Puranam. And Adhyam Puranam, the very first one, he Makhyam Provacha. To me, he taught that. Provacha Makhyam Saha Dayalruktaha Munihi Pulastyena Puranam Adhyam Saha Aham Tava Yetat Kathayami Vatsa Shraddhalave Nityam Anuvrataya Saha, that Tattvam, that panacea, Bhagavatam, Aham, I, Tava, to you, Yetat, as it is, as I learned it, Kathayami, I will describe that to you. I will narrate it to you. Hey, Vatsa, my dear darling pet, why Shraddhalave Nityam Anuvrataya. Eternally, always you are following Anuvrataya, the footsteps of Bhagavan, you are always following with Shraddhai, with sincerity, determination, perseverance, enthusiasm, commitment, all put together. With Shraddhai you are following. So I will impart that to you. I will narrate that Tattvam to you right now, as I learned it from Parasara, who taught that to me out of his own love and compassion, and also as suggested, directed by Pulastya. Provacha Makhyam Saha Dayalaruktaha Munihi Pulastyena Puranam Adhyam Saha Aham Tava Yetat Kathayami Vatsa Shraddhalave Nityam Anuvrataya. Number 10. Then he starts how the creation took place. Remember, this cannot be explained by anyone. Whether it is Vyasa, or whether it is Maitrya, whether it is, nobody can explain creation. And that is the truth. Why? Because it is inexplicable. How can you explain love and how can you explain prema? How can you explain anything that you taste? It's impossible. You can try all the best you want, but you can never capture it. But in spite of that, when you eat something delicious or when you hear some beautiful, fantastic music, right? Or when you see a beautiful scenery somewhere, you are impelled, inspired to describe it, isn't it? Because that's the beauty of divinity. So without you knowing, you want to describe it and share it with everyone, however deficient your explanations may be, but still explanation is given in all sincerity, giving a glimpse, a pointing to how this is. So remember that, number 10. Now, the creation itself, he says, goes in cycles. Creation, sustenance, dissolution, creation, sustenance, dissolution, like that it goes. Then, at the end of the whole thing was dissolved. At the end of that, Maitrya says the whole prapancham was plunged into cosmic waters. Cosmic water is an English term. Okay? Sanskritam, you're going to see the word Salinam. We'll cover that at that point. This is called Pralayam. There are three kinds of Pralayam. We all know that. So, the Pralayam, this is what happens. But at that time, all the physical, material appearances all disappear. Where do they disappear? They are kept in suspension. The Mahavishnu is lying down on the serpent bed, all alone, eyes closed. All this Leela is all suspended. And he himself completely absorbed in his own bliss. Then that we call as, English they call it as cosmic slumber. So cosmic waters, cosmic slumber, immediately we draw a picture with, nice waves and all that. And then Mahavishnu, what is it exactly? How can I relate it to it on a personal basis? How can I bring that Mahavishnu close to me? Or how can I get close to him by personalizing this? How can I taste what this creation is by personalizing this cosmic water and cosmic slumber? Okay, let us see what happens in Slokam 10. Okay. Uda aplutam visvam idam tada asit yat nidraya amilita dhruk namilayat ahindra talpe adisayana ekah krutakshanah swatmaratah nirihaha. Nirihaha is very important, and we'll understand that on a personal basis. Okay. Uda aplutam visvam idam tada asit yat nidraya Amilita Druk Namilayate Ahidra Talpe Adisayana Ekaha Krutakshanah Swatmarataha Niriha. Now, literally you translate it. What does it mean? It means on the submerged in the water, okay, in this whole universe, and on that one was lying in slumber, is with eyes not completely closed. Okay, but most partly closed, on top of a snake bed, the bed of Adisesha, made of Ahindra is Adisesha, so Adisesha was bed of him, was lying on, and he was engaged also. Kritakshanaha means engaged. And what was he engaged in? Svatmarataha, in his own bliss he was involved in, completely niriha, without any external support, nothing coming from external thing. That is what it means. But see, Bhagavatam must be, it is such a supreme and sacred explanations and expressions of the sweetness of nectar, of Amritattvam itself. Okay, so I can relate to it if I read that with my eyes and hear it with my ears, and then memorize all the slokams and recite it somewhere and get applause and all that. Completely wasted. It has to be, Bhagavatam has to be heard through Hridayam. You must understand these various Sanskrit words, not interpret them. Interpretation is a word people use. It is not correct at all. There is no interpretation in spirituality. In spiritual, proper pursuit of spirituality, it is only on the basis of anubhavam, only on the basis of experience, not on the basis of interpretation, which is an intellectual thing. See, because as Bhagavan Swami himself says, it is a heart, it is a hridayam that reaches the goal. Follow the hridayam. A pure heart, a purified hridayam seeks beyond the intellect. It gets inspired. Please remember that. It's a beautiful instruction from Bhagavan himself. So, I must listen to Bhagavatam with my Hridayam. And Hridayam is what? Nothing but where love is firmly established. It is nothing but prema. And yet, unshakably, that prema is there. So, from that perspective, let us look at these Sanskrit words. Uda aplutam. Okay, Viswam idam. Viswam idam is straightforward. All this prapancham is Viswam. Uda aplutam. Submerged Aplutam means submerged. Uda, in water. What water is this that it is submerged in? Just think. Water itself came as a result of, we saw in Sargam, right? Water was not the first element that was created, right? We say that subtlest form of sound first. That's where Akasam came. Subtler than sound is prana. That's another story. So water came only later. So we should not immediately think, the moment I read water, I should not think of water that you and I are familiar with. No. What is the water of Hridayam? This is the water, this is the apam that Bhagavan talks about in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, not the regular water that we give. No. The water that comes from the teardrops that comes from my eyes. The yearning to be back home, to be one with Bhagavan, to be with my own self, to that love and embracing that, and cannot withstand the pangs of separation, and I cry in yearning to be with him. That is that Nara, that is that water, that Nara. Okay? Then another thing, that is why when you go to temple, when you're completely engaged in a love for Bhagavan, whatever form that you worship, it really doesn't matter. But momentarily, without you realizing, you're so much absorbed with your eyes closed, and you're completely with the form of God that you're worshipping, and you're relating to that form, without you knowing, tears come, isn't it? Those tears are what we're talking of here. That is the Uda. So submerged in the tears of bliss, in the tears of bliss and love and prema and peace. Okay, that is oneness. Where there is oneness, there is always bliss and peace only. Where there is separation, there is always misery. We see that even in physical gatherings. If you are excluded from a social group, you feel miserable. When you are included, you feel happy. Simple. Everything is together. Everything is oneness. That is where bliss and happiness is. And submerged in that, this whole Vishwamidam is submerged only in that prema, only in that ocean of prema only. That is the tears that came from Brahma's eyes when he had the darshan of Bhagavan's lotus feet that flew down. Now we call it Ganga. So that Vishwamidam, submerged in that, what was submerged? Tada, Asit, in that, he again goes back to the modus operandi. I am Prema Swarupa. My nature is to give love and give prema and receive prema. But there's no one else to receive prema from me or to give prema to me. Therefore, I created myself from myself. That's the truth. So, submerged in this prema, this ocean of prema, is what? Nidraya, in the sleeping, amilita drik namilayat. This latent primal desire, as we call in English, the kamam, right? The desire to separate so that you can exchange prema and exchange bliss with the separated entities. That desire was lying latent in it. Okay, that is what amilita drik namilayat, that one it means. Now, it is lying down. Bhagavan is lying down. What is it? Ahindra talpe. Now, it's not Bhagavan that is lying down. You must think, what is he lying down on the bed of Adisesha? Why Adisesha? Why not a tiger? Why not a lion and all this? There's a meaning behind all this. So Adisesha is a snake, is a serpent. Now, our mind is compared to a serpent. We have talked about this before. That is why you see Lord Shiva has got lots of snake ornaments and all that. Or Narayana has got snake. Simply denotes our mind. When the mind is fully under your control, right? And then you're lying in Santam, it is peaceful, it is. Then you're lying down on a peaceful, blissful bed and you're leading your life. So that is what Ahindra Talpe, Adishayana, lying down. Because lying down does not mean physically we lay down on the ground. No. It is present everywhere, whether it is vertical or at an angle or horizontal, it really doesn't matter. It is all completely submerged and pervasive in that, where the mind is under control. The mind is completely under control. So this is, but the tattvam of the mind coming to an action and desire coming, and then separation comes and all that principle is latent. But this is what happens in dissolution. This is what happens when we go to sleep in pralayam. When we get into deep sleep, exactly the same thing happens. Our mind is completely peaceful. It's non-existent, right? I mean, there's no desires, nothing. You're so peaceful, and what's happening? You're physically lying down on the bed of Adisesha, right? So peaceful you are. So that is one part of pralayam. Every night we go through it in deep sleep. Another pralayam that he's talking about is every 1,000 Brahma years, so that we will talk about it. Then there is a Mahapralayam. That's another thing. So, but while this is happening, Ekaha, this one entity that is always present, which is Prema only, Pratakshnaha, that is also very happy, very blissfully engaged in what? Swatmarataha. Swa-atmarataha. Swa-atma, in its own self. The bliss of its own self it is engaged in. The peace of its own self it is engaged in. Now tell me, is that not what happens to you and to me when we go to deep sleep every night? At that moment, you're completely engaged. Swatmarataha only, kritakshanaha, that is what you're doing. Completely engaged in that. So peaceful and so blissful. Mind is completely under control. And at the same time, but latent in you, the desires and all that's going to come up when you wake up. When I wake up, the desires come and the agitations come. During the deep sleep, pralayam, beautiful. At that time, there is nothing external to me. Whether fan is running or not running, or none of those things matters, right? I'm completely engaged and engrossed and absorbed only my own self, very peaceful during that time. This is what happened in pralayam. Okay? So this is the quick example is what happens just every day. One pralayam we go through. The same thing on a cosmic basis. So many appearances and all that, and disappearances, that goes through one day of Brahma. Then there is a Mahapralayam that takes place on. But this goes on eternally, the cycle of creation and all that. So this is what he is explaining. Number 10. Uda aprutam visvamidam tada asita yat nidraya amilita drik namilayat ahinda talpe adisayana ekaha pratakshanaha swatmarataha nirihaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.